This sounds completely made up, but it's totally real. In 1848, a 25-year-old railroad worker named Phineas Gage was packing explosives when something went horribly wrong. A 13-pound iron rod shot through his skull like a bullet, entering below his left eye and blasting out the top of his head. His co-workers thought he was dead. But here's the crazy part. Gage sat up and started talking immediately. He walked to a doctor and casually said he'd be back to work in a few days. But then something weird happened. Before the accident, Gage was a responsible, well-liked foreman. After, he became a completely different person. He started swearing constantly, making terrible decisions and picking fights with everyone. His friends said it was like his personality got completely erased. Gage lived another 12 years with a giant hole in his head, proving for the first time that your brain literally controls who you are as a person. So yeah, a metal rod accidentally created modern neuroscience. There's a tiny nation smaller than a football field sitting on a rusty platform in the middle of the ocean. In 1967, a British radio pirate named Roy Bates took over an abandoned World War II anti-aircraft platform and declared himself Prince of Sealand. This guy literally created his own country, complete with passports, currency, and a royal family. The British government was furious, but couldn't do anything because the platform sits in international waters. Then, in 1978, German businessmen actually tried to invade Sealand and take it over, but Prince Roy fought them off and held them as prisoners of war. The Germans had to send a diplomat to negotiate their release, which accidentally made Sealand the first micronation to receive official diplomatic recognition. So now there's a country the size of 2 tennis courts that has successfully defended itself in war and forced a major European power to treat it like a real nation. Prince Roy's son still rules it today. There's a 50-square-mile area in Yellowstone where you could theoretically commit murder and get away with it. It's called the Zone of Death, and it exists because of a weird legal loophole. This chunk of Idaho falls under Wyoming's court system, but there's no local jury pool to actually try crimes there. A law professor discovered this nightmare in 2005 and warned Congress about it. But here's the crazy part. The loophole still exists today. Nobody's tested this theory yet, but it's just sitting there in America's most famous park. In 1859, America and Britain almost went to war over a dead pig. An American farmer shot a British pig that was eating his potatoes on San Juan Island. Britain threatened to arrest him. America said no way. So both countries sent their militaries. 461 American soldiers faced off against 3 British warships carrying over 2,000 men. For 12 years, 2 entire armies stared each other down on this tiny island, all because of one pig eating potatoes. The only casualty in the entire war was that one pig. They thought they broke into hell? In 1970, scientists started the Kola Superdeep Borehole project, trying to drill deeper than anyone ever had. They made it 7.5 miles down when something weird happened. The scientists reported hearing screaming sounds coming from the hole, actual human-like screams from deep underground. They freaked out, thinking they'd literally drilled into hell, and abandoned the whole project. But here's the twist. It was just gas escaping through rock formations. So the Soviets basically quit because rocks were having a bad day.